My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
Is moving the entire economy on-chain. And that is incredibly ambitious for a lot of us folks who have been in crypto or around crypto for a long time. Thinking about the move from where we were at with just buying certain coins all the way to transitioning the entire economy's financial infrastructure on-chain. That's what is required there. And so I see when we are talking about this concept that is about not just being able to make payments happen, but be able to ensure that government fees are settled, that merchant payments can happen this way, that really anything that you do on the island can be facilitated through blockchain.
But now, because of drone warfare, we have to relook at all forms of security and the need for rebuilding the GCC region to rebuild it so that it's going to be in a position where it's not going to be obstructed by drone warfare. So many more things are going to have to be underground.
Inflation is made in Washington because only Washington can create money. Oil imports don't produce it. What produces it is too much government spending and too much government creation of money and nothing else.
We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room, and drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
Maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI were kind of just getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the US dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now.
We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stablecoins, and new payment systems.
The Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. It's coming. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization every bond and stock is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And I give you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. But because I give you the truth, you hate me. But remember, I'm just a watchman on the wall. And in 2026, it will be the beginning of global mass layoffs and the rise of the machines. Remember, 2026 to 2029, we are going to be on a wild ride. And we have the sheep sleep. They stay distracted on things that don't matter. My people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And that's because they're willfully ignorant. But they don't have long until reality is going to hit them in the face. And in 2026, we get crypto clarity. before the midterms. And starting in 2027, the Hegelian dialectic is back. The divide and conquer, Democrat versus Republican. And they're going to ride it into the fourth industrial revolution. And since we have the genius bill, universal basic income is right around the corner, 2028, 2029. But we got China paying interest on their CBDC while the United States has no interest. And remember, that's a plan that moves in phases. And in the first quarter, I always tell you, we're going to get a pullback, but this year, because Japan is on the move, I see a pullback in the first and second quarter. And that's the reason why we got two repo operations. We got the Fed buying treasuries, the front end $40 billion worth until April, plus the Treasury manipulating that long end of the yield curve, because no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And yes, finances is boring, but when you understand what's going on, it's the most entertaining thing in the world, because it's unbelievable how the sheep fall for it. And that's the reason why they don't teach finances in school. Now we have the Supreme Court is going to let us know the decision on these tariffs. Either way is going to be bad, but one is long-term, one is short-term. If they have to pay the money back, of course, that's short-term. But if tariffs stay on, that's going to be long-term inflation. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And since the Fed is cutting and Japan is raising, we have $8 trillion sitting in these money market accounts, and that money is going to leave and find yield. And in 2027, that's going to trigger a collapse of this legacy market, and Democrats are going to play the blame game on Republicans. And by that time, of course, we'll have Jerome Powell with a rolled off in the sun. They printed 80% of all money in existence in 2 years, destroying the dollar, creating all this inflation, and then also destroying the legacy market, so therefore they can bring in the fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And they did all this under Trump and Jerome Powell. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And in order to bring in the machines, of course, they need that black swan, that crisis. And that's the reason why we're hearing the drums get louder. We hear the hacks being done by AI, and of course, you got to watch out for the Birdman. So we're going to see distractions being stepped up, movie after movie, while they move in the machines. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids' books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back. Overall, we have stocks flat. Now we do have the NASDAQ up, which the NASDAQ should be plummeting. But of course, those are tech stocks. Now we had Jane Street reduces Bitcoin ETF exposure in Q1 of this year, while also cutting its strategy stake by roughly 78% quarter after quarter. And we know the whales were definitely selling. That's the reason why we pulled back so fast in a short period of time. But second quarter, we do see the banks back in buying. Not buying big, but they're definitely buying. And if you're part of the Stock Premium Patreon account, I went over NVIDIA. And we have NVIDIA hitting record highs. And I go over in the newsletter what it's going to do on earnings day because of the run-up. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. But $5 trillion, guys, that is out of this world. You have India's whole stock market, the BSE, is probably worth about $5 trillion. The whole stock market. We have one stock. You cannot make this stuff up. Remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. We have 7 stocks that control 30% of the stock market. That is past a monopoly. And the paid puppets are definitely not going to do anything for the people because the people stay asleep and distracted on things that don't matter. But they're definitely about to pay that price over these next few years. It's only going to get worse for the sheep. And that's why I tell you, get back to the creator so therefore you can start creating. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates rising, and we know why they are rising. The Fed has not come in to manipulate just yet. So we're going to have to wait and see. And we don't hear from the new chair until the middle of June. And we have the dollar up, we have volume and crypto up, and we have Tether and USDC. And we have Korean won stablecoin KRWQ expands to Solana to support on-chain KRW liquidity and derivatives trading. Also, we have Japan's enterprise-focused blockchain, Japan Open Chain, to launch EJPY, a yen-pegged stablecoin for business-to-business settlements. And we can clearly see how the emerging markets are embedding these stable coins that take the place of fiat. And in a lot of cases, they're using their own currency. And just like I've told you, the United States dollar is not going anywhere. It's just going to be devalued, tokenized, and put on blockchain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo at $1.1 billion. Yesterday, make sure you put on a daily basis during the week. And again, we have to wait and see whether the Fed is going to keep up this liquidity for the front end of these treasuries. If not, we know yield rates are going to slowly creep up. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, we do have the Treasury manipulating that long end because they know no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And we have wholesale inflation coming in hot. And we know energy prices just keep moving on up. And we have Jerome Powell. When is he out? That's right, guys, on the 15th. And when will Xi and Trump talk about their meeting? That's right, on the 15th. Jerome Powell gets to walk out, and people have no clue. Well, they can't even tell you Jerome Powell is anyway. But the fact is, he gets to walk off after heading up the crumble of the United States economy. It will never, ever be the same. And if you ask any other sheep who he is, they can't tell you. And we have Trump and China, and brings the big bank CEOs and big tech CEOs right along with them, because we know what this meeting is really about. That's right, the fourth industrial revolution. And we see Xi doesn't even meet Trump to get off that plane. He showed up for the BRICS leaders, but he's not showing up for Trump. He sends a representative. And we have the two sides already created. We see the supply chain being changed right in front of the sheep's eyes. And the way of life that we're used to living is also changing right in front of our eyes. You cannot, and I mean you cannot, make this stuff up. You go on social media and see what people talk about rather than real life issues. It is definitely amazing. But we have Walsh now is going to be stepping in, and his job is to devalue this dollar, so therefore he can devalue this debt to get us on a level playing field for this digital economy. The machines are about to roll in 2027. We see all this technology ready to go, robots, algorithms, and drones, because we can look at Japan and China, the emerging markets, and see all this technology in use. And due to the energy crisis, we're already seeing countries make adjustments, telling their people, stay home. We know the 2030 agenda. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs down as I'm doing this video. So is Solana, XRP, and Chainlink. And we have Dogecoin slightly up as I'm doing this video. Now yesterday for the spot ETFs, we had Bitcoin, Ethereum with outflows, XRP and Solana with inflows. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have Kraken and Franklin Templeton are partnering to build tokenized investment products on chain. And don't forget who's behind Kraken now. That's right, NASDAQ. And that means that we have the same big exchanges controlling everything, just using that puppet hand. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Coinbase launches X402 batch settlement to advance AI payments with ultra low latency and off-chain vouchers. And we're going to be hearing a lot about these off-chain vouchers because basically it's like an IOU. It will allow these AI agents to make payments without making payments, just speeding up transactions. And like I've said time and time again, they'll be able to move trillions without you even knowing. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Coinbase launches Solana-backed loans, allowing users to borrow up to $100,000 in USDC against their Solana holdings without selling. And of course, that creates liquidity. But what does Coinbase get? That's right, fees. Plenty of fees. And we know that sounds like the banks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have JP Morgan is launching a tokenized money market fund on Ethereum designed to meet stablecoin reserve requirements under the Genius Act. And again, these big banks are just going to use the digital asset technology. And remember, the people will have no clue. And again, we see these big banks, the same big banks, helping out the Fed for this new digital economy. And speaking of big banks helping out, we have BlackRock has filed with the SEC to launch its second tokenized fund using securitized infrastructure. And then we have Fidelity International launches its first tokenized fund, FILQ, powered by Chainlink. Same game plan, just different names. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, we have Bermuda begins moving payment and financial services on-chain via Stellar Network as it aims to become the world's first fully on-chain economy. And we know how the NWO does. They test it in small areas first, but this is a global plan. I don't care what country, what island, wherever you go. They all have a plan for this fourth industrial revolution, where everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And we know that is the beast system. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming, while everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks, and while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.